Bachmann wins, Teapot is out, Perry is in. But before we get to all that, it's the 7 sweetest words I heard all weekend long. Stand by for a little hair of the dog.
Good morning. Christiane is off this week.
Good morning. Christiane is off this week. Yeah, I didn't feel that happy when my bride said I do. Let's keep that gag amongst ourselves, shall we? Anyway, the big deal this weekend was the Ames, Iowa GOP straw poll. Bachmann won. Paul came in a very close second place. Teapot a distant third, and he's out. But further down the list, things get interesting.
As for the also-rans, former Senator Rick Santorum got 10% of the vote. Pizza mogul Herman Cain, 9%. 4% of the straw poll attendees wrote in Rick Perry. That's 151 more than voted for Mitt Romney, whose name was on the ballot.
Rick Perry, the writing, got more votes than Mitt Romney. Bye, Mitt. Not yet. And the other guys, Gingrich, Huntsman, are those even real people? I don't think so. They don't look like it. Now, for Michele Bachmann, Jake Tapper, and, well, the big question everybody was asking all weekend long.
Governor Perry jumped into the race yesterday, and like you, he's a hero to the Tea Party and to social conservatives, but he's also the nation's longest-serving governor with a record of creating jobs. He's leading you in some national polls. He has great support among your base. He has the executive experience you do not have. Why should a Republican voter pick you over Governor Perry? Okay, so Bachmann went on for about a full minute answering the question, but really, it's the next question I want you to hear. But don't you think Perry is now your chief competitor in terms of you guys are going after the same voters, you have a lot of the same themes. Why would someone pick you over him? Tapper sounds like he had a cold. Maybe he didn't hear. I don't know. Okay, everybody was off this week. I don't know where Bob Schieffer went, but yeah, I'm not going to complain too much about Nora O'Donnell. And top guest, you guessed it, Michele Bachmann. She also got off the best line of the week, and here it is.
You have spent 5 years in the United States Congress. What can you point to as a record of accomplishment there?
Well, for the bulk of my time, Speaker Pelosi has been the Speaker of the House. She has not embraced my pro-growth agenda.
And the next guest, I apologize, it's Debbie Wasserman Schultz. And guess what? She had the dumbest line of the week. Yes, she did. Here it is.
The governor said that for nearly 3 years, President Obama has been downgrading American jobs, downgrading our standing in the world, and downgrading our financial stability. I'm sure you disagree with that, but what's factually inaccurate about what he said?
I'm incredibly proud of President Obama's accomplishments.
You know, I'm proud of my baby when he uses his own spoon and gets carrots all over his face, but I'm thinking after, 2.5 years, I'm expecting him to get the food in his mouth. Okay. On now to meet the press. And can she do it? Can Bachmann make the big 3 morning show trifecta? Yes, she can. And here she is with David Gregory.
What about immediately, though? Because there are economists who are talking about you've got to do something to immediately stimulate the economy because the consumer's simply not spending. There's no demand out there right now.
Well, we know what not to do, don't we?
Well,
we know that you don't pass another stimulus. We know that you don't do a QE3 like the Federal Reserve wants to do. Those don't work. And you don't raise taxes. That will clearly put us in a double-dip recession.
Now, I don't think Bachmann is going to be the next president. I could be wrong, but if she is, I get the feeling she would never, ever, ever even once say, this mess I inherited. Yeah, I give her credit for that. But if you want to see what a mess Washington is, and, well, I'm going to make you, watch this next bit where Gregory sets up a question for Chuck Todd using a couple of clips of GOP candidates.
I'll promise you this. I'll work every day to try to make Washington, D.C. as inconsequential in your life as I can.
I mean, again, this is the debate. Get government off our back or government is part of the solution. I couldn't believe Washington, D.C. is inconsequential.
No, Chuck. Perry said he wants Washington to be as inconsequential as possible, just like it's supposed to be, right there in the Constitution. But you know what? That message scares the hell out of Chuck Todd and people like him because, well, if Washington becomes less consequential, so do they. And that earns Chuck Todd's this week's Eyebrow of Total Disdain. And well-earned, too. All right, Bachmann made a 4th appearance. That's right, 4th yesterday, completing the sweep on Fox News Sunday. But we've got to skip ahead to the roundtable because, well, Brett Baer told a story I don't think you're going to hear anywhere else.
In fact, anecdotally, I heard that yesterday, after she gave a speech in her tent, she had everyone who didn't have their finger stamped for voting raise their hand and say, "Follow me over to the voting area here at the straw poll." So she did the Pied Piper over to this the place where you vote, and she won by 152 votes. I think there were about 200 people in that gaggle.
Neat trick, huh? And here's President Obama rallying his voters at a campaign stop last week in Michigan.
Right. Georgia!